Response to the report and its 191 recommendations today, revealing further delays to close Ashley Youth Detention Centre.
A landmark report revealed Tasmania's horrid past of child sexual abuse. The government has now handed down its full response. It maps out timelines for implementing all 191 recommendations across 3 phases and 5.5 years.
This is an important day. It's in fact the most important work that our government will undertake.
Before July 1 next year, the government will release a detailed action plan for implementing all recommendations, update child safety frameworks, begin reform on the State Servants' Code of Conduct, create the new expanded Commission for Children and Young People, and establish an independent monitor.
In the first parliamentary sitting week of 2024, I expect to be in a position to support the Premier in introducing that legislation.
The government expects just over 80% of the recommendations to be in place by the middle of 2026, including to introduce education on child sexual abuse prevention and harmful sexual behaviours for children and teachers, transition out of home care to non-government providers, create specialist Tas police units to investigate child sexual abuse, continue Code of Conduct reform and close Ashley Youth Detention Centre. Former Premier Peter Gutwin promised that would happen by the end of 2024. This response now says that a site master plan for the Brighton replacement facility is expected by then, with a development application in early 2025. Completion now promised by only mid-2026.
You've got children in Ashley Youth Detention Centre who every day are being exposed to human rights violations.
The government's planning the last tranche of reforms to be done by 2029, including to raise the age of criminal responsibility to 14, establish and maintain a carer register, reform the Health Complaints Commissioner and create its own redress scheme to continue the work of the national one. Next week, Parliament returns to scrutinise the government's response and ongoing support of victim survivors.
It is now our responsibility to take what they've shared with us to ensure that we can put changes in place to make sure that this type of thing never happens in Tasmania again.
While today's response charts the path forward, there's still calls to be looking back. The Attorney-General is confident in independent reviews launched to evaluate the conduct of state servants mentioned in the report.
It doesn't tell us whether key people and key structures in implementing recommendations going forward actually needed to be held to account. We need to have clarity, we need to have confidence.
Time for action on Tasmania's long road to safety.